So, unfortunately, that was clickbait. My depression is still alive and kicking. However, Smosh does make me really, really, really happy. I watched their live show the other day. Actually, like, I think it was last Sunday. That's when the live show was. Anyway, I had a lot of fun watching it. Mystic Gremlin was a little bit more critical about it, but I had fun because I loved seeing them have fun and everybody just vibing. It was great. And if you don't know what Smosh is, I'll give you a short rundown. It was started by two childhood friends. The cast grew as things got more complex. They were bought by a company. The two best friends fell out. The company fucked them over and died. Then two other childhood best friends bought the company. And recently, the original best friends who made Smosh got back together and bought Smosh back, and now we're at today. Which, I actually stopped watching Smosh shortly after Anthony left. And it had nothing to do with Anthony so much as it had to do with just some drama with my brother, and the association of Smosh and my brother made it very difficult for me to want to watch Smosh. And I think that was actually before Anthony left, and I just ended up having no desire. It has now been refound after Anthony came back. Again, no correlation, just that my BFF decided to start watching it, and here we are, watching it together. It's fantastic. Recently, I've been watching their Sword AF, and it's, when compared to a lot of other, like, D&D campaign style things, it's very on the not low end, but it's a little bit simpler as far as, like, production quality, and I like it. It's like, it feels very much less like they produced this entire show and more like just a bunch of friends playing D&D, which I think gets lost in a couple of them, like the Adventure Zone. I think the Adventure Zone got really caught up in the production quality that it kind of lost the feeling of a bunch of people playing D&D. Granted, I haven't seen it since fucking Duck. I love Duck. I think he's one of my favorite D&D characters. What was that? It wasn't Amnesty. I'll have to look it up. Anyway, so yeah, I've been listening to Sword AF and their Try Not to Laugh, and it brings me so much joy, and it gives me so many ideas. It's like, okay, the best way I can describe it is it gives me ideas that I can do myself without just straight up ripping them off. Like in the after show, they talked about it was Amanda? Was it Amanda? I'm pretty sure. I don't know. One of them. Listen, I have a really hard time with names. The only reason I remember Shane is because I was shook to find out that he was the kid from iCarly for Briarwood Prep. Like, that was shocking to me. Like, I didn't even recognize him when I saw it. It's crazy. Just absolutely crazy. But I think one of the things that's just really amazing to me is the fact that they pulled this off. They got back together, and it feels like one of the strongest comebacks of the century. Because, like, they were floundering for a while there. Like, that, maybe part of why I dropped off was because their content was floundering, but I don't remember. I barely remember watching anything after Anthony left. I barely remember watching anything after Anthony left. And so, like, I don't know. I just remember hearing about Defy shutting down, and the Rhett and Link swooping in to save them. I love Rhett and Link, by the way. They are also one of my favorite things to watch. I still, to this day, hum the OCD song and Belly Button. Like, oh my god. I think they're definitely part of the reason why I'm trying to learn music to create parody songs. I'm not very good at music, but I could also just be being hard on myself and insecure. I know part of it is just, get into it and eventually you'll get better. But yeah, no, I'm just being really insecure and hard on myself, and that's probably the entire problem with my musical journey. But, like, Smosh makes me happy. And in this world where you have so much just all the time, you've got wars, you've got people who are disagreeing, you've got, just people who are violent to each other for a difference of opinion. It's just nice to sit down and tune into something that's so lighthearted and just absolutely wonderful. Like, there's a lot of it that's just pure wholesome. Like, I get, you see some of the roots of the potty humor, but it's so kind of wholesome. Oh, what was her name? Was it Susan Christ? I love that detective bit. Like, fantastic. Also, Trevor? Gosh, that was so cute. It was so cute to watch him lose it like that. Just he could not keep it together, and that was absolutely the most adorable thing. But he still, I think that kind of made it more human. Like, that's something I really like about Smosh, is although they do have these scripted bits, they're allowed to crack or break character or, just be who they are. And it's so human and so real sometimes. I don't know. Yeah, no, it's just so real. And then, just, God. Ian, so, Mystic Gremlin and I were talking about this. Ian is very good at, like, leaning into awkward. He can make it, if you make an awkward joke, he's like, bet. I'm going all in. Meanwhile, I don't think Anthony does that kind of awkward humor as well, so much as he starts it. He will absolutely say shit that's just out of left field, off the cuff. Why would you say that? I'm looking at you, submissive and breedable. Like, what the fuck? But I think that's what makes them a really good team, is Anthony starts the joke, right? Anthony, he's the one who makes the line and kicks it off, and then Ian finishes it. You got setup and punchline, and I think that's what makes them really work. I think there's a name for that kind of comedy. I don't remember. I think there is. But yeah, no, it's Anthony's the setup, Ian's the punchline, and that's something that I think has always been there. And oh my god, I love Smosh. It's one of my favorite things in the whole wide world. But yeah, so those are my thoughts. And I'm doing this right before I go to work, so this is not gonna be super edited. I'm just gonna upload it and see what happens. I'll be trying to do a little bit more, like, edited content. But for right now, this is it. Okay, thanks for listening to me ramble. See you guys later. Bye!